A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Thursday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebaya. Well, tonight on the show, we will be talking about the just concluded 8th National Youth Games in Delta State. We'll also be talking about the revamped UEFA Champions League. Interesting matches currently going on as we speak. Of course, Atalanta and Arsenal, the pick of the bunch tonight. We will also be taking a look at, of course, the things happening with the coaches, take some post-match reactions. We will also look at what is happening with chess in Nigeria. That's the outlook of the show tonight. Of course, it's a two-man show. My colleague Austin Okona-Akpan suited and ready. And, of course, we're ready to go.
What a greetings to you, Yemi, and, of course, everyone joining us on the show tonight. Still an action-packed world of sports. Another magical night in UEFA Champions League. You mentioned Arsenal, Atalanta taking on Arsenal. And that seemed to be like an evenly contested game. I like the way the Gunners are approaching it, breaking down Atalanta and doing the transitional play very well. Everyone going forward, everyone coming back when they're losing the ball. I caught Mikel Arteta at some point giving the team some applause for actually, doing everything that they worked with in training. But some beautiful results already for Xabi Alonso and his team. What a way to travel and start your UEFA Champions League campaign, winning by 4-0. We'll talk about that and so much more. I love the vibes that the 8th National Youth Games gave us. That's one I keep saying is for developmental purposes. I just hope that objective was achieved. Sports tonight on Channels Television. Yemi, let's rock and roll.
All right, let's introduce our guest in the Lagos studio. He joins us this Thursday evening. Bolu Money joins us now. Greetings to you, Bolu. Another good day to talk sports. I don't know which one is your peak, but first, let me thank you for finding time to be with us on the show tonight.
Yeah, good evening, good to be here again. The pick of the bunch has to be the National Youth Games. If you're a fan of grassroots sports, grassroots in Africa generally, you'll fall in love with it. And some of the peak stories for me, number one, the 9-year-old, and especially the 13-year-old girl who won 3 gold medals in gymnastics for Gombe United, the only representative for the state, and she went home with gold medal. That has to be the peak for me. And of course, like Austin Riley said, UEFA Champions League match day 3. We saw 28 goals on match day 1. Match day 2 gave us less than half, 13 goals. But first half of day 3, we already have 13 goals. There's a reason why it's called the UEFA Champions League.
Well, there's a reason why. A lot of whipping boys included now. Maybe that's the reason. All right, let me get to Austin. 8 National Youth Games. I mean, we're already hearing talks about the 9th. It's going to be held in the same place. But interesting times. And the youth came to play. They have a lot of energy, and it showed.
That's it, and that's why I keep saying we must give attention to, sports at that level, because that's where they have an opportunity to display their raw talent. That's where we give states, local governments, anyone that is in that ecosystem for development where they can build an opportunity to express themselves. And I love it. I love what Delta did put up. They were deliberate about hosting this. I'm not surprised that they're being announced as the next host also. I thought it was colorful. I think this is what we should be doing for grassroots sports development in the country. I think states should take this seriously. Governors should ensure that this National Youth Games is one that they can use to develop sports in their country. Come back and do your state's sports festival to just, put an icing on the cake. Irrespective of how you perform at the National Youth Games, come back home and see ways that you can improve. So that's it. Let's not talk more. We'll put together a report on the 8th National Youth Games. Let's take a look at it and we'll come back. We'll talk some more.
It is my pleasure to join you to celebrate the culmination of the 8th National Youth Games at Sabah 2024. I hereby heartily congratulate the 35 states and Abuja for participating in this year's game. Let me especially congratulate our young athletes for your display of raw talents, resilience, sportsmanship during this game. You are the future of our nation, and we are very proud of you all. I wish to particularly congratulate those who won medals for themselves and their states during this game. I applaud you for your achievements. Your hard work and dedication has indeed paid off. To those of you who did not win any medal, Please do not despair. Your participation is a victory in itself. May I also extend my gratitude to the Federal Ministry of Sports Development, the owners of this game, the local organizing committee, and all officials for their tireless effort in making the game a huge success. The game have once again demonstrated the power of sports to unite and to promote friendship and comradeship, as well as to showcase our rich cultural diversity. As we bring the games to a close, let us continue to nurture our young talents. Let us continue to invest in grassroots sports development and to provide opportunities for our youths to excel. Here in Delta States, we are committed to developing sport infrastructures, promoting sports education, and creating platforms for our youth to thrive. I charge you all to continue to earnestly crave for excellence as you grow to become ambassadors of our nation and to inspire others with you to achieve same. As Governor of Delta State, I am particularly honored to host this prestigious event in this great city of Asaba for the second term. We are eagerly waiting to receive you again for the 9th edition next year. We hope you had a memorable stay and made new friends while the game lasted. We wish you a hitch-free and safe journey back to your various destinations.
That's the Deputy Governor of Delta State, Monday Onyeme. Bolu, he said a lot of beautiful things. I love it, particularly that he stayed with the core objective, which is development. I was writing down some of the things he said. He said, I hope that we'll continue to support sports at the grassroots and give our youth an opportunity to express their talents. Bolu, what did you hear?
It's as simple as that. That is what it is meant to be. Because what's the essence of playing? We're not even doing under 18. Whereas you say maybe after this, some of them will be adults and all. This is under 15. It means they are very, very young. If you can't pick grassroots athletes at under 15, I don't know what age you'd pick them for. I expect all sporting federations to be present at the National Youth Games. I expect them to have spotted 1 or 2 talents from there. I spoke about the 9-year-olds. I spoke about the 13-year-olds. Look at under 15 athletes running 11 seconds in 100 meters. It means when they mature well, they can grow stronger. They can run even faster times. This thing is not rocket science. If we know the right things to do, everything he said is supposed to be what it is. Underage events, grassroots sport development, not just come together, oh, National Youth Games. What happens after the National Youth Games? We need to groom these young athletes. If I can win loads of medals as a 13-year-old in gymnastics, it means I still have the body. If I don't train harder, if I don't improve on it, it means I'll lose it. I believe that girl, someone like that, if possible, take her out of Nigeria, send her abroad where she can grow faster, learn more, not just, oh, let's gather them together, in 2 years we come together again for National Youth Games. So I like that it was highlighting specifically that it's for grassroots development. I hope they are not just mere words from the mouth. I hope in the next few years we will hear about some of these athletes and say, yes, I remember when he or she ran or did something at the National Youth Games.
You know, there's this popular, I don't want to mention this, so it won't be like free advert. There's this popular public speaker in Nigeria that is a man of the pulpit, and he said success can be predictable. If you do the right things. We hold these young ones to give them a platform to get to stardom. And I agree with everything you have said. And the only way to do that is to ensure that they are active. To ensure that they don't have to wait for 2 years before they see this. Exactly. To ensure, like all sporting federations, keep these guys active. Do your part. Tiny drops of water will make an ocean. Eventually, do your part. You know, and I just hope, you know, the operative word here is hope, that all of these things, everybody does the right thing. If you do the right thing, you know, there are some sporting events, we have to be honest with ourselves, you can't be in Nigeria and be the best. Yep. But for the ones that you can still be in Nigeria and be the best, what are we doing? You know, and look, there's the peak. These guys, from this age, in a few years, they get to their peak. If they're not already competing at the highest level, if they're not already getting it, then it's too late. All of us have stories of guys who could have been world beaters while we were in secondary school, but they didn't get the opportunity. So I just hope this will be an eye-opener for all the sporting federations, and the sports ministry will be deliberate in whatever plans that they have. It's not about finding a state to host. It's beyond that. What are we going to do? What are we doing to keep the conveyor belt, intact, to ensure that the production line is intact, yet whatever takes them to stardom is there as a platform for them as well. So in continuation of our analysis and discussion on the National Youth Games, let's listen to Patrick Okeke. He is the Director, Grassroots Sports Development at the Federal Ministry of Sports Development. He represented the Sports Minister, John Eno, at the closing ceremony of the National Youth Games. We'll listen to him. Come back for more Sports Tonight.
It has been fascinating to see athletes from all over Nigeria competing in various sports in an atmosphere of sportsmanship and healthy competition. It is important to emphasize that the National Youth Games has been successful in achieving its purpose. The Games has been a valuable platform for discovering young athletes who go on to represent Nigeria in various sports. Many athletes discovered in the past are now champions, winning medals in different competitions for the country, creating opportunities for themselves and contributing to the nation's success. Worthy of note is the performance of 14-year-old Semeni Munya Kwarenga, who is the only athlete registered by her state, and she won 3 gold medals in gymnastics. For the handlers of these young talents, the question is what happens next? How do we in each of these discover talents to stardom? As stakeholders, we should start thinking beyond talent identification to talent nurturing and development or if our long-term objectives are to be met. On its part, the ministry has started an athlete development initiative, which we plan to use to kickstart the process of nurturing these athletes to elites. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to announce that a total of 450 talented athletes were identified across the 36 sports that featured at this year's edition of the Games. Permit me to use this medium to congratulate Delta, Lagos, and Edo states, who emerged first, second, third, respectively, on the overall medal tables. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on this note, on behalf of Mr. President, I officially declare the 80th edition of the National Youth Games closed.
All right, Patrick Okeke there. He is the Director of Grassroots Sports Development at the Federal Ministry of Sports, representing Sports Minister John Eno right there at the closing ceremony, declaring the games closed. All right, just right behind me, you could see the medal table. Well, we've always said the focus in this competitions like this, festivals like this, is developing talent. Not so much who won this, who won that. But of course, as sports journalists, we have to let you know. Well, of course, Delta State overall winners of the competition. And this is why. Delta State on top. They had a haul of 111 medals, comprising of 46 gold medals, 31 silver, and 34. And Lagos, Edo, Bayelsa, and Kwara followed in that order to make up the top 5. There's always been this talk about Lagos, grassroots, and everything. I thought probably they were going to give Delta a run for the money. But again, Delta is showing that all of these things we say about them is actually true. They're investing in sports. They could do more. But by Nigerian standards, they're heads and shoulders above anybody.
I think even beyond the underage event, national youth games, it's everything. It feels like every time they said they're investing a lot. So I'm not even surprised at hosting many of these events now. It shows that if you invest, you see results. Like you rightly said, it's more of development, especially at this stage. But you still need to win something to show that, oh, okay, what I'm investing in is yielding fruit. And we can see with them, see the gap between themselves and second place. Total medals, almost 50 separates them from Lagos, who are second. The rest are close. So Lagos, 65 total medals, and Edo and Bayelsa have 59 each. I wish everyone, if everyone is doing A overall, we all will still have separate numbers in terms of medals, but I hope every state can see what they're doing in terms of their general sports, both for the grassroots and overall. Healthy competition will work well for everybody. Imagine as Delta are flying based on what results we are seeing. Lagos is flying, Kano are flying, Kaduna, everyone. We would struggle to know who to select to represent Nigeria at the Olympics, and that's what we want. Sometimes when you look at the trials for USA ahead of Olympics, you see numbers. Sometimes 10 athletes that don't go will likely make it into other national teams. That's the kind of healthy competition we want. And I like the investment they are investing. Their governor keeps saying it every time. We are doing this for sport and we are doing this and we are seeing the result. There's no better way to be happy when you see what you are investing in yielding good fruit.
All right, let me yield to Austin now before we take updates from the UEFA Champions League. But Austin, a quick one on this. It is always no surprise when you see Delta State on top of any sports competition in the country. We're hoping that other states will follow suit.
That's right. I mean, I always say at this level, no pressure. It shouldn't be just competition. But I think other states should send spies to Delta, go and find out what they're doing. But shout out to Kwara, Bayelsa particularly, for the level of consistency that they've been showing with sports development in the country, not just at this age grade level, but even at the senior level. They are flexing shoulders with the states that seem to be doing it right, So shout out to all of the teams. I listened to the director of grassroots sports in the Ministry of Sports Development talking about 450 young talents competing across various sporting events. That's what I'm talking about. You took 450 young persons to go out there and see ways they can bring their dreams to reality. You gave them an opportunity to express their talent. You made them believe that they can become the next Austin, JJ Okocha, Nwankwo, the next Divine Uburu, the next Divine Ududuru, the next Blessing, Kagbari. That is what I'm talking about. So we need to do more. Shout out to all the states that competed. And for all the young persons that come out, keep believing in your dreams. The sky is just a starting point.
All right. So let's talk about the UEFA Champions League. Behind me straight away, matches concluded for today. Some currently going on. Austin will give us the updates before we go on a break. But let me just tell you, just in case you missed it by any chance, Austin referenced these results at the start of the show. Bayer Leverkusen just taking it off from where they finished off last season. Hammered Feyenoord 4-0 away. Just for you to know the importance of that. And of course, I saw Angel Di Maria today. I mean, looking as young as ever. Benfica, defeating their opponents 2-1 in that one. These are the games that have been completed already. So, Austin, what do we have in some of the games currently going on?
Yeah, let me let you know that we've been seeing drama and nothing but drama. The game between Atalanta and Arsenal went into the break goalless, and then when we came back, boom, 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 penalty for Atalanta. VAR checked it and said it was just fine. Who stepped up? Matthew Retegui stepped up to take the penalty. David Raya, threatened him, made him know where he was going, guessed right, made a save. Retegui followed up with a rebound. Raya with a double save to keep the Gunners in the game. It's still Atalanta 0, Arsenal 0. Walk with me. Let's go to Monaco. That's where we saw drama also. The game between Monaco and Barcelona. It was Monaco who started showing signs that they won the game. And then before you know what's going on, Eric Garcia was showing the red card for Barcelona. So Monaco had the man advantage. And then they went on to take the lead. But Lamine Yamal, I keep telling you guys, remember that name. He said One man down, no problem. He went on, scored a goal for Barcelona. So it's Barcelona 1, Monaco 1. Drama everywhere in UEFA Champions League. I cannot wait to see how those matches will end. Let's go on this quick break now. When we come back, more drama. Don't go anywhere. Stay. Welcome back, Sports Tonight, on your award-winning sports-loving channels, television. Yes, we're taking a look at what's going on in the UEFA Champions League. So I would say it's a Thursday night. While we're having the UEFA Champions League, new formats, changes here and there. That's why we're having a game tonight, which is Thursday. Yeah, me and Bolo, I didn't mention the other results because I got carried away with the drama in that game between Atalanta and Arsenal and Monaco and Barcelona. Let me let you know that it's Atletico Madrid 1, RB Leipzig 1. But you know what? That one also had drama. As early as the 4th minute into the game, it was Leipzig that scored first. 4th minute into the game. But Antoine Griezmann said, what's going on here? We're Atletico. We know the Champions League. 28th minute, he scored the equalizer. So that one stays 1-1. It is Brest 2, Sturmgras 1. You hear me?
All right, interesting results. We'll do our best to keep you informed with regards to this match is currently going on. But let's talk about what happened yesterday. I want to start with Bolu. The way Manchester City have been playing, a lot of us felt, look, they're going to beat everybody, especially because Haaland scoring goals as if it's going out of fashion, looks to have rested well. But against Inter, some even feel Inter could have won. I mean, that's how close it was. But your thoughts, were you expecting to see that kind of game? Personally, I thought it was going to be a game City were going to win.
I thought it would be a game of chess naturally. I thought Man City would win, and I believe both of them will get on the score sheet. So probably like a 2-1, 3-1 victory at the end. But anyone who saw the 2021-23 Champions League final won't be surprised when these two sides faced each other for the first time on the continent. It's a game of chess. People are speaking about how lucky Inter Milan were. No, I said if you look at it, they knew what they wanted to do. They were resolute defensively. They played as a unit, defending on the attack. You can't open up to Manchester City. Ask Real Madrid 2 seasons ago. So last season, they just had to step back and they got the necessary win for them. City knew what they wanted. Unfortunately, it couldn't come. They had chances to have won the game. Erling Haaland was not on his best day late in the game. Ilkay Gundogan had a good header where it felt like he dashed the ball to the goalkeeper. And Inter Milan, they had moments in the game as well. When two champions face each other, you need to think twice before just jumping all out. Inter Milan will probably be the best team to celebrate because they picked up a win at one of the most difficult venues you can play at the Etihad Stadium. But overall, anyone who didn't watch that game would think, what a boring drama. But if you saw that game, you will know despite it being goalless, the game was still an exciting one. Man City would think we could have done more to have won. But Inter Milan, I'm sure they'll be certified picking the points at the Etihad Stadium.
Yeah, it should be. You know, Yemi, I was watching that game and I said what Inter Milan did, they went to watch that final game that they lost to Manchester City and brought that same approach, and they were just waiting for just one moment, one defining moment. They did not lose their guards as regards, defending. And if you check, there was a time they got that moment and it wasn't taken. And that got Inzaghi really over the moon with that lost chance. You know what? Guardiola, he's been reacting on that draw against Inter Milan. Let's listen to him.
We faced a really difficult team and champion from Italy during the last 2 or 3 years, and top class team, physical, have all departments, have a good build up with Sommer and Bastoni and all the players, and transition, especially in the first half, that being alone without no pressure to the ball, you lose the ball, and when that's up against that team, they kill you. But I'm still really satisfied for the game we played and defending how they defend. They are masters of that, so deep. They help each other unbelievably. So you cannot expect to create a lot of chances, but the chance we create the first half, one from Bernardo, and especially second half, so clear. And in this type of games, the difference is that we play much better than the 2 years ago, the final against them in the final Champions League. Yeah, I like everything on my team today, everything. And yeah.
All right, Pep Guardiola, looking like, well, could have been worse. But, the fact that they didn't lose, and said, look, that was what he expected was what turned out, the opposition, But look, it's a draw. That's where I'm going. It's a draw. But who do you think would have felt like I lost 2 points of the two?
Well, the first thing he said was we played a difficult opponent, and it shows. I think the team that I think we lost the point has to be the host state, Manchester City. With the new format now, if this was last season, you think, okay, let's go second leg at the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium, that will probably pick up 3 points. But this time around, there's no such thing as second leg. Bayern Munich are already 9 goals up, plus 7 goals difference. Look at Bayer Leverkusen now, plus 4 already. Real Madrid plus 2. You need to start picking up as many points as possible, especially when you
want to be that top 8
at home. If you want to be, because top 8 are resting while you'll be taking on the playoff to qualify for round of 6. Top 8 will be chilling, waiting for everyone. So for those complaining of fixtures, if you don't make the top 8, you have extra fixtures to play. So I think Man City will think they lost 2 points, and for Inter Milan, they will think we got 1 point. Yes, opening match, first match, 7 more games to go. But every match you play is very, very important in the new format of the UEFA Champions League.
Well, of course, UEFA Champions League still, match is currently going on. With your eyes and your ears, our man Austin Konakpan is furiously refreshing his tabs, so in case anything happens, he will let us know. But we want to move away from the UEFA Champions League and come home now and talk about, of course, African football. Patrice Motsepe has been saying a lot of good things, a lot of things some of us love to hear. He has frowned against nations playing on neutral grounds. He says, look, you don't have to deny the home fans the opportunity to see their national teams. It's like the symbol of the country. He talked about some of those, and he talked about a whole lot of other issues. And so let me just quickly go to Austin as we try to dissect these things. One of the things I like about Motsepe is that the vibes you get when he speaks is that he's an average fan. He's somebody who feels the pulse of the average fan. Let's quickly listen to Patrice Motsepe share his thoughts on what I just said on some countries playing their matches on neutral venues.
There's nothing that frustrates me more than a national team or a football team from Kenya, bad example, because you've got wonderful facilities, but from a country to go and play outside. You can't build football in any country in Africa if the national team or the football clubs do not play in front of their nations. So I'm very clear that we've made good success in reducing the number of countries that plays outside their nation. But in every meeting I have with the head of state, and that's why the relationship between NIC and the government, it's something that I'm very happy about. Because in every country, the emphasis is, let's work together to make sure that we've got at least one stadium that's at the FIFA and CAF standards. And that's partly why this increase of money that we've been fighting for, we've doubled what the member associations are getting now. The gentleman was asking about ethics. Very important question, the financial position. We've doubled the money, of what the member associations are getting, but we need much, much more. So, excellent question. And I was in Rwanda, they opened a new stadium. I was in Senegal, they opened a new stadium. In Cameroon, excellent. Mamadou in Côte d'Ivoire, world class. Djibouti also is doing good progress. Comoros. So that's one of the things that we emphasize with each president, to say, let's work together.
All right. I don't want to share what we're saying in the studio, but let me go to Austin. I'm so eager to go to Austin. I don't know why. Yeah. Well, the CAF President was listing countries who build stadiums, have world-class stadiums. Yeah. Talking about, look, we've increased the money you guys get. Everything is double. I thought he was going to mention Nigeria. Maybe I woke up from a dream, but he didn't. Maybe we should start asking questions. Now you have double the money. So what's happening to the money? That's a question we'll ask some of the administrators when we get to see them. Maybe we'll get some explanation. But you see, the thing that he said, I said while I was talking, I like listening to him, aside being a CAF president, he speaks like somebody who loves football. He speaks like somebody who feels the pulse of the average fan. I mean, what is football if you can't play in front of the home fans? Why deny them that opportunity? And CAF, he says CAF has done their best to reduce the number of countries who play their games away from their homes. And I think that's commendable.
Yeah, I mean, you know, aside being a big fan, what Mosepe is saying to football administrators in Africa is, can't you guys see? Can't you see the enormous economic benefits when you invest in football and do the right things? Can't you guys see it? The guy, aside being CAF president, has been making money off football for quite some time. Mama loaded Sundown. So he's wondering, for instance, I mean, try to imagine, we've been talking about the Super Eagles and the level of inconsistency that they've been showing. So try and imagine if there was not one stadium in Nigeria where the Super Eagles can play, and they probably go and play in Benin Republic or Ghana, and they don't win. Tell me how NFF officials will get back into that country. That's when you will know that people love their football. Mosepe is saying, look at economic benefits. You are not doing something as regards that. On a match day, do you know the people you empower? Hotels, recreation centers, vendors, hospitality is everywhere gaining from it. National unity for the country to come together, that they want to go and watch the pride of their country. You use that opportunity to display your cultural heritage. There's just so much regional development. And that's why you have to call Kenya. I said, Kenya, see, you guys are part of the host for the next AFCON. You got to do more. You got to do more. And it's just something about where you've got your facilities checked. It just gives you that vibe to start making good use of it, to start seeing ways that you can have return on investment. I pray that people will look beyond Mosepe as CAF president and say, this is the messiah of football in Africa. Love him or love him for whatever he is, you can just know that this man is reminding us every day that you can say everything you want to say, but there is money in this sport that you are playing with. And CAF is here to support you. So why are you not taking advantage of it? I told you the other day on this show that all of those strike talk that Rodri was saying, that, they don't reduce the games, will this, will that. Someone called, a big official in football, said, Rodri, go and speak to your Manchester City owners, because they are the ones who are going to benefit from this. Leave UEFA, and all of you complain about FIFA calendar, leave them alone. If you're a professional footballer, go, and then when your club sits you down and say, okay, do you want to reduce the number of games you play with us so that we also touch your salary? Then you understand that football is serious business here. I mean, so all the best to Africa under the leadership of Mosepe. I pray that we will see the benefits in investing in football and doing the right things to get the return on investment. I mean,
yeah. Let me just allow Bolu, because he was smiling all the way while we were having that conversation. You just hope that our administrators, like I've always said, there's enough for everybody. Just do the right thing. Nobody's going to care whether you take something or you don't take something. Once you do the right thing, I mean, there's enough to get. There's enough, just like Austin said, if you invest.
If you ask me what 2 plus 2 is, if I keep telling you 5, for me to agree it is 4. I have to know 5 is wrong first. I think what the challenge you have is most, if not all these administrators don't even think they are doing anything wrong. It's as simple as that. Look at San Siro. AC Milan use the same stadium. Inter Milan use it. The local government in charge of that place collected, I think, 30% from the gate fee. They are not publicizing anything. They just have an edifice. Whatever amount you make, remit our share to us. Do you know how much those guys will be making for the community? Because the two teams can't play at home the same weekend. It means Inter will play at home this week. That means every week there's at least one match going on there between the biggest clubs in the city. We see these things everywhere. I understand what he's saying about you have to play in front of you, but they don't even, the fact that you have the structure, it means you guys have stadiums. We just don't have the maintenance culture. Bernabeu, you hear this stadium is 100 years old. In Europe, you hear this stadium is 200 years old, and they are still standing. They are maintaining just national youth games. Delta people are talking about how much money they will make. The traders were excited. Oh, thank God it's coming again. I'm sure ahead of the next session, they are excited because beyond even the guys that will make money from it, the locale, the community will make. But we are yet to wake up to it. Look at Ghana now. I think they said their next few games for AFCON, they'll be playing in Nigeria. A whole Ghana. Until we know the business angle,
it's a shame.
We'll still keep suffering.
I hope we don't get there. All right, let's really take this one out of the way. I was wondering when I didn't see this guy register for any club, but he appears that all of a sudden. Anthony Martial has been welcomed in Athens. The fans celebrating the new move. A quick one on that. Bolu. I mean, just look. They didn't allow the car move. It was waving. They were singing. They were chanting. I hope he gives the fans what they want, because maybe they're seeing in him 30 goals, 20 goals. But then Martial going to Athens, hopefully we'll be able to have stable playing time and not have those injuries that, has been plaguing him for a while.
The last segment is the important one, injury-free. He had a promising future. He had a bright start. I remember when he joined Man United, a skillful player. He had everything until the injury started setting in. His best scoring record with Man United, he had over 20 goals in the one season himself. Rashford, that was immediately after Lukaku left. If he stays fit, I think AEK Athens will enjoy him, because check out all the players that have left Man United in recent years. They all do well wherever they go. Even Sancho, how they said he's happy joining Chelsea this time around. So I think if he follows suit, the likes of Ronaldo, what Sancho did with Dortmund and everyone, maybe he will get to enjoy his time with AEK Athens, and the people will start bringing him back into conversation. Talent is not a problem. He's talented, he's skillful, but his number one problem is the fitness. If he stays fit, stays out of injury, who knows? Martial may get back to the limelight which he was before.
Okay. All right, let me allow Austin to say something before we go to the next thing. Do you see this guy turning the corner in his career?
Maybe. Stayed 9 years at Old Trafford, made 317 appearances. You guys have mentioned it. Injury said no to him, And when I saw this video, I was having a chat with a Super Eagles player who seemed to be sitting on the bench at his club, and he was telling me that, see, look at Anthony Martial now, that if his club don't respect him, then he will find a way to get to Turkey or Greece. When you leave England, Spain or Italy, your club does not value you. And then you get to either Turkey or Greece, then you will know that you're a superstar. But let's just hope that Anthony Martial, he keeps this energy that they've shown him, because they will definitely support him. And of course, they want more from him, because I think he's a decent striker. Yeah. But it's just shocking. I was thinking maybe he was just going to end up in France, maybe go back to Monaco or go to Lyon or something. But he's in AEK Athens. Let's see what Anthony Martial can do. All the best to him.
All right, all the best. Austin, we're pressed for time, but quickly fill us in. We're in the dying moments of most of those matches. So what is happening? I know you're furiously refreshing your tab right there, but let's know what's happening in some of those matches.
So I'm refreshing for other results, but I've got my eyes fixed on the Atalanta versus Arsenal game, which is a very tough one, end to end. I think the Gunners, they have a solid team here. They just need about one solid signing or max 2 signings. They need a top finisher, a box-to-box finisher that will help them just get the goals. And maybe, that's why I said one solid, because when Mikel Merino comes into play, maybe we'll bring that balance and that attacking flair because of his work rate and his height. But at the moment, it's Atalanta 0, Arsenal 0. Game is in the 84th minute. But let's go to Monaco, where it's not good news if you're a Barcelona fan. It's now Monaco 2, Barcelona 1. Monaco scored got that lead in the 71st minute. The game between Brest and Stormgrass is still 2-1 in favor of Brest. That game is in its 82nd minute. 82nd minute also in Spain. It's Atletico Madrid 1, RB Leipzig 1. I told you the story of how RB Leipzig scored an early goal in the 4th minute, and then Antoine Griezmann, brought the host back into it. That's about it. Nothing has changed except for the game between Monaco and Barcelona.
All right. As we prepare to wrap things up, Bolu, dying moments of those matches, 84, 85, 86, In which of those venues do you think we might likely see something change?
Possibly the Barcelona game. Yes, the man down, but they're still playing so well. And like Austin Riley said, the likes of Yamal, young talent, and everything, they may just bring up a surprise. But because they're a man that may not be huge for them, at the game at the US Stadium, who knows? Arsenal may get to score a goal. Like I said earlier, Atalanta missed the penalty. They're still putting the pressure. Ademola Lookman doing so well. And Arsenal also got the chance, Martinelli, where he missed the chance. So maybe one of those two venues may still see surprise. But the other games, Atletico Madrid may also get to win as well. They are playing at the Metropolitano, putting pressure on RB Leipzig. Both of them don't like goals. So I won't be shocked if the game even ends like this. So either of those three games may still give us one goal.
Your parting shot. Arsenal are playing away in Atalanta. But how do you balance it? If it ends this way, is it 2 points missed or a good result considering that they're playing away?
Well, based on levels,
against the Europa League champions.
You want to say Arsenal are probably bigger in terms of pedigree and level over Atalanta, that they are expected to win. But one of the easiest ways to survive this new Champions League is like the NPFL. Win your home games and pick as many points as you can away from home. And as much as we can say Arsenal are the better side, going to the US Stadium to pick 1 point is not as bad as people may make it look like. But for banter's sake, they'll still drag Arsenal if they fail to win.
All right. Let me you to Austin. I hope they don't lose. I won't say more than that. So let me you to Austin as we prepare to wrap things up here. And in case anything changes, maybe you'll let us know.
I'll definitely let you know. I'm just taking a look at the stats. I told you that both sides. Now, in European football, you cannot disrespect Atalanta. Let's put that on record because they are a very decent team. And at the moment, they are bossing the possession. They've got 51% of it. And then Arsenal with 49. Shots on target, 2 for Atalanta, 2 for Arsenal. I told you it's a balanced game. Aside from that big moment at the start of second half when David Raya produced a double save to keep the Gunners in it. As I said earlier, if Arsenal does one good signing with a striker and maybe a top attacking midfielder that can turn things around with flair, good passing ability, then Arsenal will be a very difficult team to beat. Don't forget, this weekend, they have Manchester City. And when they come back to the UEFA Champions League, October the 1st, it is PSG. Arteta, you need that top man. That's the show. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right, this is a wrap here in Lagos. But I want to thank Bolo Omoni for his time on the show. Hopefully we'll do this again some other time.
Definitely, it's always a pleasure being around.
All right, that's the show. We do hope you enjoyed everything we brought to you today. We're going to be here again tomorrow for the last edition of the show for the week. Till then, enjoy your day. We'll see you again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.